Folks, get ready, because the window between now and 2026 is shaping up to be one of the biggest wealth-building periods in modern market history. And at the same time, it's going to be a graveyard for anyone who isn't preparing properly. Today, we're breaking down exactly what's happening underneath the market surface, how AI spending is transforming corporate America, why the Fed is boxed into a corner, and finally my top 3 picks and shovels AI stocks that I believe are must-owns heading into 2026. Let's get into it. Right now, we are in the early stages of what might be the most aggressive corporate investment cycle since the dot-com era, except this time, it's not websites or broadband. It's AI infrastructure. Companies are spending massive amounts of money on AI oodles and even poodles of money. And why? Because the goal is simple. Reduce costs, reduce headcount, increase productivity, stay competitive, and ultimately survive the next decade. A lot of short sellers say AI spending is wasteful. It's unproven. It won't pay off for years. And honestly, they're not totally wrong about the lag time. But they ignore the more important question. What happens to the companies that don't invest in AI? They don't fall behind slowly, they get erased. That is why Mark Zuckerberg said he'd rather misspend hundreds of billions on AI than be late to superintelligence. The internet mocked him, but the logic is bulletproof. It's better to overspend than be extinct. This mentality isn't just meta. Nearly every major corporation is thinking the same way, even if their AI strategy is messy, chaotic, or poorly designed. And here's what investors need to understand. Whether companies succeed or fail at AI, the money still flows to the same group of picks and shovels companies. When executives say, let's implement AI, they don't magically become AI geniuses overnight. They start writing checks. Those checks go to chip designers like NVIDIA, AMD, and Broadcom, chip manufacturers like TSMC, cloud infrastructure providers, networking and power companies, data center builders, cooling specialists, cybersecurity, agent orchestration platforms, AI software automation tools. These are the modern-day equivalents of the gold rush picks and shovels. You didn't need to find gold in 1849. You just needed to sell the tools to the people who were looking for gold. The AI boom follows the exact same pattern. Even if 90% of corporate AI projects fail, the infrastructure companies still win. Now let's talk about the Federal Reserve and why the 2026 window matters so much. The Fed is staring at a strange economy. Inflation hasn't hit the 2% target. Consumer sentiment is weak. Entry-level jobs are evaporating. The labor market is cooling. The average American is squeezed. And yet GDP is still positive. Why? Because AI spending is literally holding the economy together. It's duct tape on the entire U.S. growth cycle. If the Fed goes too hawkish, they risk crushing the only engine propping up GDP. If they go too dovish, inflation stays sticky. So what do they choose? They stall. They wait. They talk tough while trying to avoid breaking the corporate capex cycle. This leads us to the most important point. The market is entering a phase where fundamentals no longer matter as much as flows. When trillions of dollars get allocated into a sector, whether the projects succeed or not, the companies supplying the materials win automatically. And right now, the companies supplying AI infrastructure are in the eye of that hurricane. So let's talk about the 3 companies I consider essential heading into 2026. These are not hype names. Not AI startups. Not the obvious mega caps everyone talks about. These are the companies powering the entire AI industrial base. The first one is Broadcom. It doesn't get the mean stock attention NVIDIA gets, but it is one of the most important companies in the world for the AI era. Broadcom makes networking chips, custom silicon, and the behind-the-scenes hardware that lets data centers talk to each other at insane speeds. Every hyperscaler Google, Amazon, Meta relies on Broadcom's custom chips somewhere in their stack. This is the kind of company where even if AI demand slows, cloud demand keeps it strong. And if AI demand accelerates, Broadcom becomes one of the biggest beneficiaries. It's boring. It's not flashy, but it's mission critical. The second essential company is TSMC, the actual manufacturer of the world's most advanced chips. It doesn't matter who designs the chip NVIDIA, Apple, AMD, TSMC is the one physically producing it. They're years ahead of the competition, and every AI company in the world is bottlenecked by TSMC's capacity. If you believe AI is going to grow, TSMC is unavoidable. If you think companies will keep pouring billions into CapEx, TSMC gets a piece of every dollar. No hype, no storytelling, just cold industrial dominance. The third company is ASML, the only company on Earth capable of making EUV lithography machines, the machines required to build the most advanced chips. Without ASML, the entire semiconductor industry collapses. They're not just a market leader, they're a monopoly. Their machines cost hundreds of millions of dollars each, take months to assemble, and there's a multi-year wait list. They are the literal gatekeeper of Moore's law. If compute demand keeps rising, which AI guarantees, ASML is positioned like a toll booth on a one-lane road that the entire world must drive through. Now here's why these three companies matter together. Broadcom designs essential AI-related hardware. TSMC manufactures it, and ASML enables TSMC to exist. These three form the backbone of the AI industrial chain. No matter which company wins the AI race, these three get paid. Whether AI agents take over everything or AI fizzles out and becomes a slow-burn utility, these three companies take a cut of every outcome. That's the beauty of the picks and shovels strategy. You're not betting on a single AI model or a single company's execution. You're betting on the infrastructure that powers the entire transformation. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The average investor still doesn't understand what's happening. They think AI is about chatbots or image generators. They think AI is hype. But corporations aren't spending billions because of hype. They're spending because they know automation is the only way to survive declining productivity, rising wages, shrinking labor pools, and increasing global competition. This is not optional, it's existential. And when something is existential for corporations, it becomes predictable for investors. Between now and 2026, we're going to see more data center construction, more power grid upgrades, more nuclear investments, more chip fab expansions, more government incentives, more AI automation startups, and more corporate restructuring around AI workflows. That means trillions of dollars flowing into infrastructure. And infrastructure companies don't move like tech startups. They move steadily, reliably, and for years at a time. Here's what most retail investors overlook. Consumer AI may be unpredictable, but corporate AI spending is predictable. Corporations don't change direction quickly. When they allocate billions for multi-year AI overhauls, those budgets are locked in, even if the economy slows, even if the Fed raises rates, even if the elections cause chaos. Once a Fortune 500 company commits to AI capex, it becomes a multi-year transformation cycle. Think about cloud adoption. It started slow, people doubted it, and then suddenly it became unstoppable. AI is following the exact same curve, but faster, much faster. So, what do you do as an investor? You don't try to predict which AI model wins. You don't try to chase hype cycles. You focus on the companies with guaranteed demand, unavoidable products, and deep, entrenched roles in the system. Companies that get paid no matter what. That's Broadcom. That's TSMC. That's ASML. As we head toward 2026, the market will swing, sentiment will shift, headlines will distract everyone, But underneath all that noise is a tidal wave of infrastructure spending that I ain't stopping anytime soon. AI is not a trend. It's an industrial revolution. And revolutions reward the people who sell the tools. So stay focused, stay smart, and stay early. Because the next 18 to 24 months could be some of the most important of this entire decade. And if history is any guide, the ones who understand the picks and shovels strategy before everyone else are the ones who come out on top.